Whether it be beating Joe Frazier, believing in a different religion, or being arrested, his life has been one amazing journey.
Muhammad Ali, one of the world's most influential and recognizable figures, began his lifelong journey on January 17, 1942, born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. in Louisville, Kentucky. His humble beginning to his boxing career came at the age of 12 in 1954, when his bike was stolen outside of a movie theater. Clay told policeman and future trainer Joe Martin that he would whoop whoever stole his bike.
Clay began training with Martin, interested in pursuing an amateur career in boxing.
We take it back to the days of yes, Charlene. We're holding on to what's golden.
At the age of 20, Cassius Clay won the Golden Gloves Championship against Alan Hudson, earning him a spot on the U.S. Olympic team for the Olympics in Rome. In Rome, after 3 preliminary bouts, Clay faced and defeated Zbigniew Pietrzakowski from Poland to win the gold medal. After winning the gold medal, Clay defeated Tony Hunsaker in his first professional bout on October 29, 1960. After accumulating 19 wins, the undefeated Clay was given a shot against Sonny Liston for the World Heavyweight title.
I saw Sonny Liston a few days ago, Cassius.
Ain't he ugly? He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
Predicted as a huge underdog, Cassius Clay showed the world his soon-to-be famous footwork and bobbing dodges as he danced around Liston, frustrating his opponent's ability to connect with punches. In the beginning of round 7, Clay was declared the new world champion due to Liston's inability to continue with a shoulder injury. The referee called a technical decision to stop the bout in Clay's favor.
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
After converting to Islam in 1964, Cassius Marcellus Clay legally changed his name to Muhammad Ali. His public adoption of the Islamic religion created much negative attention towards him.
Why do you insist on being called Muhammad Ali now?
That's the name given to me by my leading teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's my original name. That's a black man name. Cassius Clay was my slave name. I'm no longer a slave.
Only a year after he was declared the world champion, Ali faced Liston again, only to solidify himself as the world champion, with a first-round KO. His victory has been captured in one of the most famous photos ever taken. As Ali's dominance and skills continued to grow, his faith in Islam deepened and eventually interfered in his marriage with his wife Sanji, who he married in August of 1964. He eventually divorced Sanji in 1966 because of her unwillingness to follow Islamic laws and traditions.
He divorced a woman and gave her $173,000 just to divorce her because she wouldn't wear dresses long enough, which is a good example of how serious I am on living righteous and how religious I am.
As Ali continued to defend his world heavyweight title against opponents such as Floyd Patterson and Ernie Terrell, the war in Vietnam required more personnel in the eyes of the United States government. Before, Ali was considered unfit to be drafted, but in 1967, the United States Army changed the drafting standards, making Ali eligible to be drafted, and in April of that same year he was. While Ali understood he would only serve as an entertainer and spokesperson, he refused to be drafted, stating that his religious beliefs forbade him to serve. The government charged him with violating the Selective Service Act, stripping him of his boxing license and world titles.
Even before, if I recall correctly, you said you were the people's champion?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that you're acting like a people's champion?
Yes, sir.
Along with his famous statement, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong," Ali publicly protested, along with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., questioning the purpose of fighting a war against Vietnam, while his fellow African Americans were getting beaten and mistreated in the city streets. To many Americans, Ali was despised and criticized, while others praised Ali for standing up for his beliefs.
My intention is to box to win a clean fight. But in war, the intention is to kill, and continue killing innocent people. That's what the version in war.
On June 27, 1967, at a federal court in Houston, Ali was found guilty of refusing induction into the armed forces by the U.S. Justice Department. He was then sentenced to 5 years in prison and fined $10,000. The sentence was then appealed by Ali and his lawyers and made its way up to the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. 4 years later, on June 28, 1971, the Supreme Court found Ali's objection to be justifiably based upon religious beliefs.
After 3.5 years since his last bout, Ali returned to boxing only to earn his world championship title back against Oscar Bonavena. One of the most famous boxing matches to ever take place was Ali's title defense against George Foreman in Kinshasa, Zaire. Ali defeated the undefeated George Foreman in what was known as the Rumble in the Jungle by knockout. On October 1st, 1975, Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier in the fight known as the Thrilla in Manila. With much anticipation prior to the fight, Ali defeated Frazier in 14 rounds. The fight was won on the referee's technical decision due to Frazier's inability to continue. This fight was also known as one of the most brutal fights ever. After the Thrilla in Manila, Ali had 10 more fights. As he grew older, his age started to affect his boxing, losing 3 of his last 4 fights, until he finally retired after his fight against Trevor Berbick on December 11, 1981. In 1984, Muhammad Ali publicly announced his diagnosis of Parkinson's disease. Most say that the disease was brought on by too many punches to the head. Ali has established his own Parkinson's Research Center in Louisville, Kentucky. Ali has also contributed to the research and awareness of Parkinson's disease by holding an annual fundraiser called Celebrity Fight Night. Along with his Vietnam controversy and successful boxing career, Ali is famous for his poetry in and out of the ring, considered by many to be the founder of modern rap.
Some people say, you better watch Joe Frazier, he's awful strong. I said, tell him to try Bad Roll On.
After we get the bear, we will go after the hare.
Told me to bet my life that you wouldn't go 3 rounds.
Well, if you want to lose your money, then bet on Sunday.
I'm gonna flow like a butterfly and sing like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see.
For this fight, I've wrestled with alligators. I've tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning and put thunder in jail. You know I'm bad.
Bet on Chevaldo beating me? Who would bet on Floyd Patterson beating me? Who would bet on Ernie Terrell beating me? I told you I was floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee.
After Ali's boxing career, he continued as a pioneer with his acts of humanitarianism. In 1990, Ali negotiated the release of 14 hostages in Iraq. He has also received several prestigious awards, including Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Century, and he was also awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest U.S. civilian honor. In 1996, Ali was selected to light the Olympic torch in the Atlanta Summer Games. As a boxer, Muhammad Ali inspires young fighters to reach their dream. Apart from boxing, Ali has taught the world to stand up for what they believe in, no matter what anyone else says. Ali's uncomparable legacy is one that will stay with our society forever. The greatest will never be forgotten.
Catch me if you can.